Hello again, everyone. It's Todd Struch, the Horror Nerd, here at Pennsylvania HorrorCon. It is Saturday. We are winding down the day. I have had a blast today, but it is about to get better because I have a chance to stand here with Lochlyn Munro and Jon Abrahams. Guys, how are you?
How's it going?
Good, thanks.
Oh, it's going great. How's the weekend been for you so far?
So far so good. A lot of good people here in Pennsylvania, so
We're in Tom Savini's home state, and so that's cool for me. So I like hanging out with Tom Savini.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. So we're having fun.
Cool. So, guys, does it ever shock you that the fans still come? You know, some of these properties that you were in came out some time ago.
Sure.
Does it ever surprise you that the fans still come out and line up to meet you, get your autograph? Does that surprise you?
Yeah, of course, it's always humbling to have people come out, but I mean, it's great in another sense to see especially Scary Movie. I know Jon probably feels the same way because, I mean, I've been in quite a few movies, and I can still say that still is one of the only films of mine that I've ever watched that made me laugh. And I think it holds up well, and I think that movie created a lot of great memories for me, the people that I met through that movie. And it actually really makes me happy to see that people still love to talk about the first Scary Movie. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Everything.
Thanks for the assist, by the way.
Course.
I appreciate it.
It's, anytime. I'm just happy to help. Everything he said, I think what surprises me is, like, I'll meet people that are, like, under 10 years old, and they're like, I love Scary Movie. And I'm like, how the hell did your parents let you watch that? But I'm like, great, okay, cool. Like, so it's definitely, like, had a life beyond its release. And it's not just people rewatching it who saw it the first time. It's new generations of people enjoying it,
Exactly. It's funny you mention that about the kids, because I go to a lot of horror conventions and I see a lot of kids, and I'm like, my mother in a million years would never let me watch this stuff. I had to sneak away to watch horror movies when I was 8. Yeah.
Different generation now.
Exactly. And I don't know. I'm like wondering, is this messing these kids up? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're just way more mature than we were at that age.
Yes.
That's true. They definitely have a lot more media accessible.
Yes.
One way or another. So.
And listen, I am grateful that all the dumb stuff that I did when I was young was not documented anywhere, right? It's like there's no evidence, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of Scary Movie or any other movie you were involved in, do you, and this is for both of you, but do you have a favorite moment or an anecdote that you could share with us?
Gosh, so many on every project. I think as far as for Scary Movie, for me was just all the great improv moments of the movie. I mean, the Wayans work off a blueprint, and once they get what they've got from their blueprint, they challenge you to riff. And I thought that everyone in the cast in the first Scary Movie rose to that occasion, because there was a lot of improv that actually made the final cut. So I have a really fond memory of that. And I take a lot of great things from each project that I do, because that's part of the experience for me, whether it be locations, creating character, meeting other actors, directors, whatever. It all is part of the package for me, and it's been like that since I started, and it still continues.
Cool. Yeah. Jon, how about you?
Any anecdotes? Well, I didn't drive when we made the movie, and I had to, the scene where we're driving and we hit a boot, whatever. I hit a boot. Yeah. They were like, they had a long dolly track. The camera was on a dolly track, and they were like, all right, Johnny, like, you need to pull the car in and hit this mark and stop at this mark. And I was like, okay, cool. They were like, let's practice it a couple times, right? Because I was like, hey, I don't have a driver's license. They were like, it's okay, you can do this. So we practiced it a couple times, and then all right, let's shoot one, right? So we roll, and I'm just like lost in the moment, completely run over the dolly track. And like, luckily I didn't ruin any equipment. The dolly track held up, but like, it was like something out of a movie. It was like everyone was flying out of the way. They're like, no, stop. Yeah. So
I remember when you hit that dolly track, because I think Sean's finger went up my butt about 4 more.
that is great.
That's what he used as an excuse. Yeah, and what Lochlyn said, like they really let us collaborate. Once they had the blueprint, and some of that stuff like made it in the film. Like they're very collaborative to work with, and that's one of the things I love about them most.
Very cool.
So like the hot dog thing that I do with in it, that was like an idea that came out of an improv, and they just thought it was funny, and they put it in.
Oh, that's interesting that they allowed that creativity on the movie.
No,
that's
definitely.
Cool.
They are, if anything, they are more challenging towards you to bring that than not. And the great thing about Keenan was because a lot of actors are a little bit hesitant about improv because, the Wayans taught me, even after I've done a few comedies, that there's no vanity in comedy, and that frees you up. Like Keenan really freed everyone up to make fools of themselves, to not be afraid to take those risks, and that helps immensely. And like Jon said, a lot of great moments from that movie came from those improvs.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So Lochlyn, I have one last one for you, because my daughter is a huge fan. You'd think at some point he would take the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Jon.
I just felt bad. I turned him into an interview, right?
It's a routine that we have. So. I do it for him once in a while. Yeah.
I appreciate it. My daughter's a huge Riverdale fan, so I always thought it was interesting that they took, a property like Archie and sort of modernized it and turned it into this sort of creepy, kind of almost a horror theory. So what was it like working on Riverdale?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the day of the table read, our very first table read, and Luke and I were sitting across from the table from each other, and we've known each other since we were, 23 years old. And when we turned the last page of the script, we both looked up at each other with the same look as, wow, this could be good, because the kids were phenomenal. Like all of them in the table read, I was very impressed. And two, like we were talking about generations, Riverdale wouldn't have worked as an all-American comic book the way that we read the comics, right? It wouldn't have worked because the kids are too sophisticated for that type of television. So with them adding a bit of an edginess, like a Twin Peaks sort of edginess to the project, it made so much sense, and it worked very well. And I only do flashbacks on the show now, but I have a lot of great memories, especially the days that the whole cast was there, the parents and the kids, because a lot of the people that played the parents are friends of mine, and I really, really enjoyed those parts of the show. But yeah, I think they made a really great, bold choice by making it edgy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Thank you for that insight.
I'm glad your daughter likes it. That's cool.
She did. Yeah, she's a big fan.
Oh, good.
So, last question, guys. This is for both of you. What have you got working on now? Any new projects coming up?
Well, for me, I've got a movie for Blumhouse that comes out called Totally Killer. So Kiernan Shipka, speaking of the Archie world, Kiernan Shipka, who was Sabrina, plays my daughter. Julie Bowen from Modern Family plays my wife. And it's a slasher film, but with a little bit of a Back to the Future essence to it, and also a little bit of humor. So I really enjoyed doing that. And then I just finished up a sequel to Josh Duhamel's project called Buddy Games, so called Buddy Games 2. So Nick Schwartz and Kevin Dillon, a few guys in there. And just other projects. I start the show Reacher here pretty quick.
Oh, cool.
Well,
right.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, so just, just keeping my kids fed.
There you go. Busy is good.
Yes.
Good.
Jon, what's up?
Let's see. So
the director world.
Yeah, I kind of moved more into directing about 8 years ago, and I've made 3 feature films. The latest one just came out a couple months ago. It's called Exploited. I think it's on Tubi right now, if you have Tubi.
Sure.
And then my second one, Clover, is also on Tubi right now. Of course, you can find them on Amazon and all that stuff. And then my first, All at Once, is on Amazon. So I kind of moved into that, and I'm developing a couple others.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to direct more horror stuff.
Okay, cool.
That's
great.
I like the genre, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Now I get to read through all John's horror movies.
That's
Nice.
right. If you're lucky.
If I'm I have to be pitched.
And I'm not collaborative like the Wayans brothers, so don't get any ideas.
My way or the highway.
Oh, good stuff. Lochlyn, John,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you so much for a few minutes of your time. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, bud.
Lochlyn Munro, John Abrahams, everybody at Pennsylvania HorrorCon.
Peace.
Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.
Bye.